Good morning, guys. We are starting a brand new reading vlog. We're gonna do something different this time though, because I've never done this type of reading vlog or this type of like reading challenge. Not necessarily a challenge, but just theme of a vlog. We are gonna be doing audiobooks for a week, and I'm going to share my thoughts and feelings on some of the audios. I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily have time in their lives to sit down with a physical book and just read, especially whenever you're busy and you're on the go a lot, you're in your car a lot. Audiobooks are honestly so convenient because you're still able... Whoopsies! Audiobooks are just so convenient because you're able to still consume the same story, but just in a different way. So I'm very, very excited for this video because I will be driving this upcoming weekend. It is my birthday, and I will be traveling to my parents' house so I can spend the weekend with them and the rest of my family as well. Since I'm gonna be in the car quite a bit, I figured when would be a better time to start a video like this, because I already know I'm gonna be listening to some audiobooks. Also, I have been just very busy lately with other things, so listening to audiobooks is just very convenient right now. Just have recently gotten over being sick. I'm still very congested. You can probably tell from my voice. I just haven't been in the best headspace when it comes to reading. I've been very slumpy lately. So I'm very excited to mix it up a little bit, try something new. The first audiobook that we are going to be starting together is Once and Again by Rebecca Searle. This is her newest book that just came out recently. It is on the shorter side, so I'm very happy about that because I feel like I'll be able to whip through this very quickly. I think this will be exactly what I'm needing to like kickstart my reading again. Our main character's family, all the women in her family have this gift where they get this silver ticket that basically allows them to undo something that happened in their life, and they get one redo. Only the women know about this. This is their secret, their gift that they have passed down from generation to generation. So now we're following our main character. She still has her ticket, has not used it yet. She's married. Her and her husband have been struggling with infertility issues for quite a while and have been going through IVF and things like that. We're just kind of going along with her and learning about this gift that she has and how the women in her life have used it. Our narrator is Julia Whalen, I believe. She's very well known in the audiobook industry, so when you hear that she's going to be the narrator, you know it's going to be good. So I'm very excited for that reason, especially. Sorry if you can see all the dust particles in my car. I need to clean my car. Let's just ignore that for a little bit. I'm hoping to maybe finish this one today. It's reading really quick and I am flying through it already, even though I just started it this morning. Rebecca Searle also does a great job with adding in some sort of like magical element to her books. One of her most popular books is In 5 Years, but I've heard great things about her writing and I'm very excited for this audiobook. I'm about to go get a coffee because I need some sort of energy this morning. Also, I'm currently out of coffee at home, so I also need to get more of that. That is our update. I will let you guys know once I've listened to more. Halfway, and I definitely called it. I am flying through this book. I'm already on page 126. Right now, our main character, her husband accepted a job in New York and she is on the coast. She didn't go with him. She's still back where they originally lived. While she is there, she runs into her childhood sweetheart, her first love, and he is in town because his mom is sick, and so they've reconnected now, and she's reconnecting with surfing, something she used to love doing. And now she's kind of having these doubts in her head that like, what if I made a mistake whenever I didn't follow him, and then eventually having a family with him and like building a life with him. It's very interesting. It's like, what are you gonna choose? Because this life she's in currently, she does love it, but at the same time, all she wants is to have a baby, and her husband is kind of over it. He has kind of given up hope and he thinks it's ruining their marriage because of how much stress it's added. She still has hope, obviously, so it's a very complicated situation. I'm really curious to see if she's going to use her silver ticket on this or not, or if she's going to realize that the life she has is still good, even if it's not picture perfect, exactly what she thought it was going to be. I don't know. We shall see. I'm very invested. I'm very curious about what's going to happen. I definitely think I'm going to finish this today. I do have to leave in like 10 minutes to go to work, and so I'm going to listen to it while I'm driving to work, and then once I get home, I'm going to try to crank this out tonight. I am listening to it on 2.6 speed. I only have like an hour, a little under 2 hours left of the audio. It's going great. As you guys just saw, I did in fact finish Once and Again. I don't really understand the ending. I do. Trust me, I do. It's very clear what happened. But I feel like we could have maybe done without that. I don't know how I feel about it. Overall, besides that final page, I really enjoyed this book. It has very interesting family dynamics that happen amongst all the women, obviously, who are dealing with this gift that they have, trying to decide like what's worth using it on, what's not, how it impacts the way they live, knowing it's there, knowing it's not there. I liked how each woman had a different path with the ticket. I thought that was interesting. And I did really like the overall message behind this book. Solid first book. I think I'm gonna take a break from listening and just rot the rest of the night, and we will pick our next book tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is the next day. As you saw, I did start my next read, and that is The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia. I have had this arc for so long, like well over a year now. I'm excited to finally read it. The audio has a full cast, which is amazing. That is best case scenario. I think I'm like 20% into it at this point, but I really like the storytelling because, like I said, it's a full cast. So every chapter you're getting different people's perspectives. It's not just your two main characters. In this story, you're following two women who both decide to go on a trip. One of them, she's fleeing an abusive relationship, and the other is going on an actual work trip. So two very different women, two very different backgrounds. The first few chapters is like their backstory. You learn a little bit about each of them, and then you get to see them get on the flight, and like that's the last you hear of them. And now from then on, you're getting chapters from like the abusive boyfriend, you're getting chapters from the neighbor, you're getting chapters from the best friend, all these people in these two women's lives, and like trying to text and contact them and ask them like how it's going, like are you okay. It's just very, very interesting, and it is keeping me hooked. I am on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what is going on. Both women have now texted that they met a guy named Trent, so they both sent like almost the exact same text. So two different women who I don't think know each other, at least the reader doesn't know if they know each other yet, and they are sending basically copy paste text messages to the people in their lives. I don't know what's going on, but I am so excited to keep reading this. Like I'm really, really enjoying it. I do have to go to work this morning, so I only got this far this morning. I'll probably listen to more on my drive, and then when I get home tonight, I'm gonna keep listening. The audio is awesome. Anytime you find a full cast for an audiobook, most likely gonna be really good. I will talk to you guys later. Hello. It is the next morning. I listened to a little bit more of the audiobook last night. I didn't finish it, but I am definitely finishing it today. I want to say I have like an hour's worth left of listening time. This has gotten so unhinged and crazy, which I had my theories, but also at the same time, this isn't what I was theorizing. So I'm very curious to see what is going to happen. It's also kind of sad. It's like showing the lengths that someone will go to get what they want. I have a nice long drive ahead of me, so I'm definitely going to finish this morning. And then I might start another audiobook on the drive, most likely. And I will update you guys when I get to my destination. And my final thoughts on this one and how it wraps up. Got a little bit of a road trip ahead of us. Today is my birthday, so that's very exciting. I'm gonna go buy some books today, and I'm also gonna go see Project Hail Mary. Very excited for today's plans, and Milo Murphy are obviously coming along with me. Not to the movie. I wish they could go to the movie with me, but I think that's frowned upon. Should we go get a free coffee? That's one of the things I look forward to every birthday is all the free coffees that I get from all the apps that I have on my phone. So let's drive and listen and finish this audiobook, shall we? It is a couple days later. I ended up going home this weekend for my birthday and some other celebration type things. So I didn't have a lot of time to listen to audiobooks, unfortunately. But I do want to give a quick update because I did finish a book and I did start and get over halfway through another one on my car ride to and from my parents' house this weekend. The first book that I finished is the one that I had started, and I told you guys I was gonna finish it, and that is The Business Trip. It is one of the better paced best mystery thrillers that I have read in a very long time. I really like the storytelling of it. I really like how it does bounce around to so many different characters. You get to see from their point of view the different pieces of this mystery, and then eventually you do get answers. I really enjoyed that. I think that was my favorite part. It had me gripped and on the edge of my seat the entire time. I didn't love the ending, but I did enjoy just like seeing how unhinged it could get. And I don't know what I was expecting. Not that, but interesting. I will say that. Add this to your TBR if you enjoy mystery thrillers. The next book that I started, I have heard so many mixed reviews on this book. I was very excited to get to it, but after seeing so much like discourse online about it, it kind of like lowered my expectations a bit, which might be a good thing. I don't know. Just Friends by Haley Pham. This is her newest release. I've heard so many people say that they didn't like it. That kind of concerned me going into this one, but I decided to do it as an audiobook because I figured, you know what, if I don't like it, I don't like it, and I can blame the audio for it that reason. I want to say like 2/3 of the way in. The audio, the narrator, it's decent. It's not horrible, but it's decent. And I've learned in the past that I don't love romance books as audio, just because sometimes depending on the age and like the voice that's narrating, it can come across as very juvenile and feel like it's YA. They're like 22, 23, somewhere in that age range. They're like fresh out of college. That's kind of like the age you're getting. Our main character, she comes back to her hometown because her aunt, who she's very, very close with, is sick. While she's there, she runs into Declan, who was her childhood best friend / boyfriend. You don't know why things ended, but it's very cordial and it's very awkward. So she ends up getting a job at the coffee shop that he is managing. So they see each other a lot. You do get some then and now timelines. So you get to see previous chapters where it kind of takes you back to when they were kids, and then it slowly gets closer and closer to when they graduated high school and when things blew up between the two. I think I'm feeling very indifferent about this book. It is definitely a book about someone trying to find themselves and figure out what they want in life, meanwhile dealing with grief and dealing with losing someone that they love, and then also trying to put the pieces back together from a past relationship. So it's got a lot of different themes going on. Probably finish this tonight. I'm not sure what my next audio will be. I haven't really thought about it that hard. I think once I finish this one, I'll see like what I'm in the mood for. Oh, hello. I have work this morning, so I am gonna get ready to go, and I will update you guys later tonight. Okay, bye. It is the next day, I think. So I did, in fact, finish Just Friends by Haley Pham. I think my final rating for that one is going to be 3 stars. I really wanted it to be higher just because I have so much respect for her. Also, this is her debut novel. I have so much respect for her, and I do hope that she continues to write and does write more books, because I will gladly read them. This one, though, I think was just a little too young for me. Our main characters are, I think, 22. They're like fresh out of college and trying to like figure out like jobs and like what they're gonna do afterwards. Usually that's okay. Like usually that's a good age range for me. But in this case, in this particular story, the way that our characters were acting, especially like coming home to their hometown, seeing, you know, your childhood best friend / ex-boyfriend after so many years, it just came across as very young. It felt young. And I think that is part of the reason why I didn't love it. I have noticed that I'm getting further and further away from YA. I really like YA fantasy still, but like YA romance is not really my thing anymore. This one I think is supposed to be new adult, but it just felt more YA to me. So like I didn't connect to our characters as much as I wanted to, especially with your then and now timeline, because it does go back in time to when they are like growing up and like in high school. So I think that was like a good chunk of the book. So that also made it feel younger because they were younger in those chapters, obviously. I would still recommend it, especially if you do enjoy YA romance. It's a clean, closed door romance. So if you don't like spicy or smutty romance, this one would be a great one for you to pick up. I'm gonna pick out my next audiobook today. I'm not sure yet which one I'm gonna do, but I have a couple of options, and so whenever I decide which one to listen to, I will update you guys and let you know. We only have like 2 more days left of this vlog, so we're gonna make the most of it, and I'm hoping I can knock out at least 1 more audiobook. Mama needs her coffee, so let's go do that first. I started an audiobook this morning whenever I was doing some cleaning, and I decided to listen to The Women of Wild Hill by Kirsten Miller. This is the author of The Change, which I read a handful of years ago. Really enjoyed. This one is a modern day tale about witches who are waging war against the patriarchy.
yeah, so that is what I'm currently listening to. I'm really enjoying it so far. It is like multiple POVs, which is really cool. But basically there is this family of women who each generation, they have their own form of magic. Wild Hill is kind of like their ancestral home. Right now we're following two sisters. They are not in communication with each other. I think they have like a rocky relationship. One of them uses her magic for fame and fortune. The other does not. And she's more of a recluse and just kind of keeps to herself. She has a daughter who does not have magic, or at least she doesn't think she has magic. Both sisters have received a message from this being. I don't know who it is at this point. It hasn't really described it very well yet. Basically, they have to reunite at Wild Hill. I really like our two characters and I'm really interested into getting more of their background and like the family dynamics of it all. I like the narrator. She's doing a great job and it's keeping my interest. So what more can I ask for? I'm going to continue listening to that probably tonight and see how far we can get into it. But for now, I have to go to work. That is what we are doing. Once I have more thoughts and opinions, I will let you guys know.
I finished. I think I'm gonna settle on a 4-star for this one. I really enjoyed it. It's very moody and it's also very funny at the same time, which I was not expecting. I loved the different family dynamics and you learn about these women's ancestors and like where they came from and all of their stories, which were all very fascinating, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And that is gonna be the final audiobook that we listened to in today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this was entertaining for you. I wanted to do something slightly different than my normal like typical reading vlog. I wanted to do something that I haven't done yet, which is audiobooks, which I feel like I'm slowly getting more and more comfortable and enjoying more audiobooks than I used to. It's still a way to consume stories and still technically read, so I highly recommend it, especially if you feel like you're too busy. Pop it in audiobook. Like instead of listening to music when you get in your car, listen to an audiobook. Put your headphones in if you're doing chores around the house. Like there's so many ways for you to consume stories and there's so many great audiobooks out there. I think audio books are just such an easy way to whip through some stories, especially if you feel like you don't have any time to sit down and read. There are ways to make this a part of your routine. I really enjoyed it this past week. I feel like I had been a little bit in like a reading slump for a while, and so doing this definitely brought me out of my slump. I feel a lot more inspired and motivated again to like actually pick up a physical book. Now we are going into the month of April, so I'm very excited for some of these books that I have set aside. Obviously I have my spring TBR that I'm really excited to get into, which I'll probably film a vlog of me starting some of those books. Comment down below, what are some of your favorite audiobooks? Thank you guys so much for coming along with me this week, and I will see you guys next week for my March reading wrap up. Happy reading. Bye.